we're going to make is a pumpkin. So what you're going to need is an orange blanket, some paper, and this is very optional, but you can do like trailering boots, like orange, like racing boots, something that's like that. And if you want to get fancy, you can even do dog racing with those type of boots. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your nice orange blanket, and you're going to want to put it on your horse. It doesn't really matter if it's like a pullover hat or what type of blanket it is, as long as it's orange. It can even be a cooler. It doesn't really matter, as long as it's an orange blanket. So while you hook up your buckles, then you start thinking about what shapes you want to cut out for the eyes and nose and mouth of your pumpkin. Like that, as long as you don't just like have them in a field all the time with it. Because this is actually my horse's blanket, so it means it's a little bit too big for him. And some horses don't like the big blankets, so that can be a little bit difficult for your horse. So now that I've got my blanket on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and I have the eyes pre-cut out, but you guys might have to. So this is what my eyes look like. And what you're going to want to do is, like with me, my tape was not sticky enough earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like a little bit of duct tape, and I'm going to get my scissors, and I'm going to cut a little strip of duct tape and roll it like you would like put a Christmas bow on a present, and then you'll have like it like this. And then you're just going to want to do that to all your other shapes if they don't have a sticky back already on them. Which mine, I had to cut out by hand, so the sticky back that I had originally on it kind of wore off. So I'm just kind of collecting all my pieces right now because they're all over the place. And they kind of fell off some white things. So with these, what you want to do is you want to take them when they don't have like enough stick left on their back, like with mine, and you just want to keep on putting it on. The reason you don't want to use pins though is if you have like a waterproof blanket, you don't want to like puncture it to allow water to come into it, which is why I decided to use the tape way of doing this, because that way I don't end up accidentally ruining my blanket because I cut open, because I accidentally got like stabbed it with a pin or something. I don't really know if it would close up all the way, but some of the pins that I have are way too big for these. So by rolling up all these pieces of tape though, it protects your blanket and your horse from accidentally getting poked when you put it on. So, and then the next thing you're going to want to do though is you're going to want to take the pieces that have the tape on them, and you're also going to want to cut out smaller pieces. So I cut out a circle, a triangle, and whatever mouth shape you want normally. So I did it like this. So what the next thing you're going to want to do is what I did is I took this and I cut out a little triangle and a little circle for this one. And I just grabbed my other couple that are over here. And now that you have these ones and everything else like ready for your thing, I'm supposed to tape one more though. So you want to pop off your tape and you want to curl it once more. So now, once you get all your pieces taped here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take both of your triangles, which you'll need 4 triangles, 2 circles, and 2 mouths. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your thing, and you can see like where my blanket is. So right here is where I'm going to put the 2 triangles. So you're going to want to stick one there and one right there, like that, to get your pumpkin eyes. Next thing you're going to want to do is go over and grab your circles. This will act as the pumpkin's nose, or whatever shape you decide for. And lastly, you're going to want to grab your pumpkin's mouth, whatever mouth you had chosen for it. And you go over there and stick it on. And then you should end up with something like this. But the reason I told you to cut out, or I asked you if you guys, this is a totally optional thing you can do, is I like to put it on both sides. So no matter what side you're looking on, you see the pumpkins. So I'm just grabbing my pieces that I need still to put on there. Sometimes I don't put the circle on both sides. So like this, I just sometimes do like that. And I don't put the nose. To me, it kind of looks cuter that way. And I honestly kind of like that better than the circle, but it's your option if you want to put it like this or like this. You get to decide on that. So the next thing you're going to want to do, though, is you're going to want to take your boots and pretty much do the same thing, but the difference between these ones and the other ones is you have much, much, much tinier pieces to deal with on these ones. As you can see, these ones are really small to use. So they'll somewhat end up like this. I gotta tape it on there still. But I did bobby pin on the mouth because the mouth is always the hardest to keep on. I have no idea why. I think it's just because it's like so big and the tape just doesn't ever want to hold it. The tape I use though for the like everything that I'm taping on to like bell boots and blankets, I use duct tape. And that duct tape that I use, I just have to roll it up because this is really easy rollable duct tape. And I stick it on the back of my shapes and tape them down. Roll tape, roll tape, roll tape. So once you get that done, then you're going to want to move on to your next one. Once you've rolled down and taped all your stuff. It's alright if a little bit of the tape is showing, it won't bother anything. But for this pumpkin, I'm going to do it a little bit different than the other one. I'm going to only put one eye on it, just to make it look a little bit different. You can choose what way you want to do it, if you want to do it both that way, or a change thing, or whatever way you want to do it. So once you get almost all these cut out, sorry I haven't been in frame for a while, but I've been off kind of to the side doing this because I kind of set it up, but just need to fix a couple things. So you can choose whatever way you like. I kind of like this way better, but this is the other way that I sometimes do it, is by having one eye only. And what you need to do next is you need to go down to your horse's feet. And then you want to take your, I still can't remember what these are called, and you want to try to put this in here onto their legs. See, it will be facing the side when the way you put it on. If you put the face on the correct side, it should face one side or the other. With Eddie, I did put these boots down a little bit because these boots are a little bit big for him. But I still find them cute on him. And then you're going to want to do your other side boot. I find the orange boots to like match the outfit pretty well, which is why I do them. So then you're going to want to put the other one onto your horse. There we go. It's easiest to start with the middle strap when trying to put these boots on. And the way that I always do it is I normally start with the middle strap and then the two top and bottom straps. But you can do it whatever way you want to do it. And there we go. That's how you make your pumpkin costume for your horse. And now you can choose whatever one out of those two you would like. But we do have one more costume we are going to do. Our next costume we're going to make is a fairy costume. This one might even be my favorite. But you guys can have your own opinion. So you can use like any bareback hat. I'm using this black one because it blends in some. Depending on the color of your horse. You know he's brown. I still like this one what you're going to need to do is go get your girth from wherever you keep it. And then, if it's on a saddle, pop it off. Depending on what thing you need. For mine, it's a Western girth, but some bareback pads use English ones. But if you don't have a bareback pad, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get those on. I honestly think the only other way is like a saddle pad. I haven't ever tried that method, but I feel like it might work. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your girth and put it on your bareback pad. If your girth isn't already on it, But, in my case, my girth was not on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, swing it around, and pop it back on to the other side. If you guys own horses, you probably should know already how to do this. There we go. So now that I have my bareback pad on, I made these wings by hand, but you probably can just buy fairy wings from the dollar store. But with mine, I made it out of craft wire and scrap fabric. And that's what this is the left wing. Actually, this one is the left wing. So I have some pins on it that I use to hold it on. Some safety pins. So I'm going to hook those up right now. Ow. Make sure not to stab yourself, because it hurts. There we go. Now I got my first wing on. The second wing is my right-sided wing, also made out of the same material. So now that I've got my wings in place, then you can start with your next step, which I'll show you in a minute when I get my thing on. There we go. This one is a little bit harder to put on for me, but that's alright. Sometimes your wings don't stand directly up, which I just put my wing on accidentally upside down, so please be patient a second, because I gotta flip my wing around because I accidentally did that. With mine, the way my wings are held together is by wire, hot glue, and duct tape. Just be careful when putting on your safety pins not to poke your horse or yourself. So now, once you get your wings put on your pad, they should look like this. Your leg, if you want to ever ride, your legs will go like that onto it, and it'll puff out the wing a little bit. But for me, though, I'm just doing the costume like this. And on this side, it should be like the same. It should be able to lay down and pop out if you decide you're going to ride in them. To me, it kind of looks cute when people do. Once you get that on, the next thing you're going to want to do is get a lei like this. It can be any color you want. It can match your wings. It can be different. Doesn't really matter. And you're going to want to loop it in two. So your normal lei would be like this. And you're going to want to fold it with a twist and make sure it's a smaller thing. And then your horse may not like this at first, but they get used to it. And you're going to want to put it around their forehead. And you can even puff their forelock out if you want to. Honestly, to me, it makes them look really cute. He does not seem very happy with me right now. But that's your finished costume. And I find it really, really cute on a horse. And it will make a really good Halloween costume. And it's really cheap and easy to make. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget that depending on your horse's type and attitude, some costumes may not work exactly on them very well. So make sure you know your horse's attitude before you try any of these costumes. Thanks for watching.